The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.
Well, welcome everybody. My name is David Bush, and today I get to be your moderator for this exciting 30-minute Trilogy presentation on the Optavia Health Program and Coach Opportunity. Over the next 30 minutes, we're going to get a chance to walk you through the full offering of what Optavia has to offer. And tonight's presentation is designed specifically for entrepreneur-minded professionals. Now, if you're not an entrepreneur-minded professional, I think that you should still watch this video because I think that you'll be inspired about the transformations that we're going to share tonight. We're going to feature 4 different entrepreneur transformation stories, starting with my own. 10 years ago, I worked as a business coach. I was an entrepreneur. I owned my own business and I ran a successful business and I ran multiple successful businesses. What I wasn't doing successfully was living a healthy lifestyle. Simple enough, right? Eat right and exercise. But I was avoiding it because I had other challenges. It wasn't really about the food that I was consuming that was the problem. It was more about what was consuming me. And as you can see from this picture, I was 100 pounds overweight. And when I started this Optavia Health program, I never thought of it as a career. I never even thought of it as a business opportunity. I looked at it as a lifesaver. I was just looking for help. I was looking for health, and I was looking for hope. And in 6 months, I radically transformed my physical health. I got healthier, not just physically, but I also got healthy mentally. I started reading Dr. Wayne Anderson's book, The Habits of Health. I started doing more inside of the Optavia community, which you're going to hear more about. And I began to learn about this amazing organization called Optavia. Optavia has a rich medical heritage, over 40 years of medical research and medical experience. 20,000 physicians have recommended the program. Our credibility on Wall Street has an amazing track record. You can find lots of details by contacting the person that invited you to get more of that information. But we've actually been ranked as one of the top 100 most trustworthy companies in the country by many of the top financial publications. Our company has got the efficacy of medical research and science-based programming, but it's also got the simplicity of having a program that nearly everybody can participate in. We're actually on track to help America to get healthy. We have a passion and a mission that's all about helping people to adopt healthy habits one at a time to create lifelong transformation. And as you can see in the logo in the upper left-hand corner of your screen, there's 24 different radiants that go around the logo. The 24 radiants stand for each hour of every day. When Dr. Wayne Anderson, the 10th physician, board certified in critical care, founded the company, he really wanted to help people to transform the way that they thought about health. He didn't want them to think about losing weight or exercising as a means to just getting rid of a problem. He wanted to show them how to create optimal health and well-being in their life by taking ownership in their own health journey. As a physician, he knew that there were many people that weren't taking control of their health. I was one of them. I was a successful entrepreneur, but I wasn't living a healthy lifestyle. And what this program taught me is that I could take ownership in my physical health, but I could also create an optimal life and an optimal way of living. That's what Optavia stands for, the optimal way of living. And our program is actually designed to help people to keep it simple to start, and over time, adding additional habits to climb the mountain of optimal health. As you see in this image, there's 2 people at the top of a mountain. Now that's representative of a client and a coach, or a coach and a coach. But there's so many more people that are on this journey, that are climbing the mountain of optimal health, that are overcoming the obstacles and embracing the barriers as the way to get healthier. They're taking the path of resistance, not the path of least resistance, which oftentimes leads to an unhealthy life and an unhealthy world. And so what we're trying to do in Optavia is not to try to get people to do what we're doing. We're trying to awaken people to how they can take the steps to create optimal health and well-being, one healthy habit at a time. And this is what really caught me. The mission. It wasn't really about the idea of needing to get into another career or another business. I really wasn't that interested in health coaching, to be honest. I wasn't in a position where I had a lot of time, but what I did have is I had a big heart for people, and I saw the health epidemic. I saw how many people were struggling just like I was, and I couldn't keep it to myself. I wanted to be able to offer some help and health and hope to other people, just like it was helping me to get back my life. And I saw family members and friends who were progressing in the areas of type 2 diabetes and insulin resistance and many of the different issues. My own grandfather passed away at the age of 47 from cardiovascular disease. I didn't want that to be the future for my kids or grandkids or their friends and family members. So I actually took the mission and adopted it as my own. I didn't necessarily see it as big as what it was, but I saw it as an opportunity to pay it forward. I saw it as an opportunity to be accountable to what I really wanted to accomplish, which was to not only stick the landing, but continue my health journey. And what happened is that I not only saw physical and mental health, I actually saw getting healthier financially because I was being rewarded for helping people to get healthy. And as a business coach and as an entrepreneur, there's nothing greater than to have your business actually give you significance. There's a difference between success and significance. I had a lot of success as a business owner, but what I didn't have as much of is significance. And by helping people to become healthy with this health coaching program, I saw them getting healthier, and then I saw them paying it forward and adopting the mission as their own. And as you can see from this slide, many people are struggling financially. And what's happening to them is they are struggling to make healthy choices around their life because of their struggles with finances. Many people have imbalance in these three areas of the trilogy of optimal health. And what Optavia is doing is they're giving people a comprehensive physician-led system to help people to improve in each one of those areas. Not to push them or manipulate them or to hype something up. They're simply sharing the ideas and principles that are proven to help people to create abundance in their life and to create optimal health in their life, and then showing them how they can be a part of a healthy community and a coaching system that helps them to guide their way through the process. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to walk through the 4 components that make up the Optavia program, which includes the Optavia coach, the habits of health system, the Optavia community, and the fuelings that make up our diverse meal plans and opportunities to help people to create predictable transformation. To do that, I'm going to introduce you to Ray Lloyd. Ray is an awesome entrepreneur. She's got a lot of passion, and she too has a great story around Optavia helping her to create health and well-being in her life. And she's going to talk to you a little bit more about her story and how the 4 components helped her and how they've helped other people in her life to create predictable transformation. Ray, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you, David. Thanks for having me. Hi, guys. So my name is Ray. I am a certified health coach with Optavia. I am 32 years old. And I have an autoimmune disease called Hashimoto's. So I have hypothyroid, no metabolism, adrenal fatigue. So it's been fun. And when I got married at 19 years old, I gained about 60 pounds in 3 months. And I was absolutely horrified at that. Over the next 11 years, I tried every diet, every pill, every magic thing, every exercise routine, every shake, nothing ever worked. And I grew to learn terrible body image. I really just wanted to lose the weight. I really, at that point, couldn't care less about the health. It was more about just getting the weight off. And I finally found Optavia, and I was like, you know what, let me just lose 10 pounds. 10 pounds will make me happy. And joke's on me, because I lost 60 pounds in 7 months. And not only did I lose the weight, but I got out of the diet mentality. So the way I did that was by embracing everything that the program had to offer. I actually didn't realize how important my coach's phone calls were, so sometimes I did ignore her, and I apologize for that. But after I realized how important she was and how instrumental she was in my success, I spoke to her every single week, because the truth is, guys, you are not meant to do this alone at all. and you have that help. The coach will give you accountability. And she gave me a shoulder to lean on. She gave me an ear throughout the entire weight loss process, the transition process, and even now while I'm living in optimal health. So the second thing I did was I leaned into the community on Facebook. So we have, community groups, and there is a wealth of information in there. There's incredible support that comes from being with other people that are on the same journey as you. The questions and the things that they share is really invaluable. We also have a weekly support call. I will never miss that. I will never miss an event. And there's really something powerful about being with other people who care about the same things as you and who encourage you to level up and be a better person today than you were yesterday. The third thing I did was read Dr. A's books. So the first one was really about educating myself on understanding how my body worked scientifically. Because once I understood that, I had more buy-in in my mind to know that I was going to make this work and know that not only was I going to lose the weight, but I was going to keep it off. Now, the other thing that really gave me the tools was the workbook and figuring out what some of my issues were. Because I'm just going to be straight here, guys. None of us got to a point where we needed to lose weight by accident, right? All of us have some stuff. So the workbook is going to help you heal your thinking and your relationship with food and your habits. And once you do that, it will set you free from the prison of your mind and you can accomplish anything. Lastly, I had my scientifically proven way of eating. So I learned to drink more water. I ate and still eat 6 times a day. One meal was a meal that my husband made me because I hate to cook. And the other meals, 5 of them, Optavia provided to me. So they were delicious. They are delicious. They were nutritionally exactly what my body needed. But more important to me, they were easy to track and easy to stay on top of schedule-wise, because it doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing, anyone can eat a bar and continue on with what you're doing that day, right? So I lost my 60 pounds. I learned better body image. I learned what a portion looks like. And most importantly, I trained myself not to emotionally eat. So December coming up will be 2 years since I got to my goal weight. Now, I never imagined turning this into a business. I actually was not interested at all when my husband decided to start coaching because I was already busy with my salon that we're going to talk about in a second and another job that I had. Because to tell you guys the truth, I never went to college. I love my parents, but that was not something they focused on. They taught us how to hustle just to make ends meet. And so I got my first job. I worked my way up to the very top of the finance department and, would sit around on the weekends lamenting to my husband about our finances. And honestly, I was like, is this it? Like, is this all we get? Is this what life is? Working 9 to 5 and going back to 5 weeks postpartum, going to work the day my grandmother died, living direct deposit to direct deposit because no one lives paycheck to paycheck anymore. And I have an entrepreneurial spirit. So I went on and opened up my own salon. And, let's face it, I was never very good at having a boss tell me what to do anyways. So this really worked. I always dreamed of creating something. I always kind of wanted to let's make something that gets us on Shark Tank, that all the sharks want to invest in, that was always like a goal of mine. However, the salon was doing very well, but we send our kids to private school. I live in New York. I don't need to say more. It wasn't enough. And so finally, when I realized that coaching was fun and that it would give me accountability not to gain my weight back, I joined my husband in the business. That was in September 2016. In February 2017, I quit that job that I spent 10 years creating a career out of, right? So I hired someone to run my salon, and I began coaching full time. Now, the same way that you can 5-in-1 your health, you can 5-in-1 your business with the 4 components that are available to you. That is your mentor coaches, your community of coaches, your education on your team training calls, and the nutrition of financial health that you can acquire. So I'm not afraid of hard work. When I opened my salon, I taught myself how to use social media. I created systems. I ordered business cards. I stayed up really late hours figuring things out and making a name for myself and making it all happen. However, when Optavia came along, I was so impressed with the fact that to be successful, I didn't really have to do much. I just had to follow the proven system. I didn't have to find a graphic artist. I didn't have to do much to set up my website. I didn't have to create a tracking system. I just did everything that they told me to do. And it was very easy to learn. It was very easy to adapt to. So for someone coming from a place where I was never asked what I wanted to be when I grew up, it was kind of just like, do what you got to do. I have received priceless mentorship from people who are so successful in this company to encourage me to dream big and to go after my goals. And that has been so incredible that I don't even think I can describe to you how profound that has been for me. That also. So we have developed deep and meaningful friendships. We have faith in ourselves like we never had before. We are able to get out of that fight or flight mode, and we are able to bless this on to other people. So I always tell people, you don't have to live that 9 to 5 clock. And I tell them, I give you permission to dream big. I give you permission to know that you are worth it. And I give you permission to tell yourself, I can be anything that I want to be. So I want to end off with telling you that an entrepreneur is someone who thinks big and is willing to do what others won't so that they can live a life that others can't. So I want to encourage you guys to give yourselves permission to live a big life, to step into what you are meant to be, to stop playing small, because every single one of us, including you, was meant for greater things. Thank you.
Wow, Ray, what a great story. I love hearing stories like yours because they just inspire me, want to reach out and offer health and help to so many more people. And, there's a lot of people that become clients of our program without any intention of starting a business or going into business, or maybe they aren't even entrepreneurial minded people, but they become awakened to this idea of becoming healthier physically, mentally, and then this idea of financial health or financial abundance becomes part of the conversation because they just organically start talking to people about getting healthier. So before we go to our next panelist, I want you to just take a look at this well-being evaluation. This is one of our core tools in our coaching process to awaken people to how everything is interconnected. When you look at this, where do you rank yourself in the area of balance in each one of these areas? If you were to look at your cumulative score, how well would you be doing right now? Are you failing, poor, surviving, above average? You may have all the nice things and drive the fancy car and have the nice house and the golf course like I did, but you may be barely gasping for air financially because of the way that your business has taken a turn, or maybe there's been other challenges in your life. I know that we all have challenges and circumstances, and I know that this next story is going to really inspire you to embrace any challenge or barrier you're facing, because Trey's story and his wonderful wife, Leslie, have overcome lots of their own barriers, even including having a successful business and having 6 little girls to manage in terms of building a great entrepreneurial business. So Trey, welcome to the webinar. I can't wait for you to share your story.
Thank you, David. Thank you for having me. And yes, that is me with my 6 beautiful, wonderful little girls. And although they are a blessing, they are also a challenge at times to do any kind of business, regardless of whether it's Optavia or something else. And I'm a certified health coach and with Optavia. And actually, I did not start on program. My wife did. And she lost all of her weight that she wanted to lose. And then I decided that I did not want to be the chubby guy on the arm of a skinny, hot wife on the beach. And so I just told her, give me that food. I just need that food. And so I went on program and I lost 25 pounds in 6 weeks. And so that was the start of our journey. My wife started coaching shortly after that, 4.5 years ago. And really over the last 10 years, I've been building a business. It's actually a janitorial business. It's quite successful. We have over $1 million in sales and 40 full-time employees. And so it's highly lucrative. It looks highly lucrative and successful from the outside, right? But we had some rough times too. We had some times where we needed to fill in the gap financially. And we had some times where things were great. It was amazing. And then we had some times where it wasn't. And so thankfully, my wife had started coaching and the finances that were coming in through that were helping to fill those gaps. And so then I started to take a look at my wife's business and because I was not in Optavia at the time, I was fully into the janitorial business. And I began to say, man, I'm dealing with critical customers. I'm dealing with finances. I'm dealing with payroll. I'm dealing with my employees are stealing things at night. They're getting in fist fights on the job, and I've got to get called out at 2:00 in the morning, and all this stuff is happening. And my wife's over there on a phone call celebrating weight loss and encouraging people and having fun
traveling different places, and we're enjoying the benefits financially as well. And I took a real hard look at what that looked like. And I said that what I'm doing now is not really getting me to where I want to be. And where I was, like I said, from the outside, it looked successful. We were successful, but I wanted something more. And what that more was significant. And David, you said, you alluded to this earlier. And I was tired of living a successful life. I wanted to live a significant life. And so my mind shifted 2.5 years ago. We got involved in this business. We put some hard work and some time and energy into this. We really dedicated ourselves to building this business because what we saw was that we were transformed, right? And so when you're transformed, you just live for the day that you're able to help other people transform as well. And then Optavia gives us that opportunity. And so what a significant life means to me is that I get to add value to others every day. And so whether that's coaching a client or coaching coaches, or being present in my community, being present for my children, being able to take them on field trips and pick them up from school and drop them off to school every day, tucking them in at night, every night I'm home. That is adding value to my kids. That's living a significant life. And so what happened was we began to impact what we were doing with Optavia began to impact our family. It began to impact our community significantly. It began to impact others significantly. And really what I wanted to say was that because of our coaches and their yes to get involved in this and to become a coach, it led to our life becoming significant and making a significant impact in others' lives. And what my question is for you right now is can you imagine what your yes would be like and living that significant life?
That is so great, Trey. I love hearing the passion and enthusiasm that you have for helping other people to live extraordinary lives and helping them to break free from mediocrity or the struggles that they have and overcoming the challenges. And, many people have challenges. They're stressed out, right? I mean, they don't have enough funds to basically carry them through a rainy day. They have a lot of dissatisfaction with their career and they're just showing up to get a paycheck. And they're not telling you that. But when you get a chance to awaken them to what it is that you have, you find people that are actually looking for an opportunity. They're looking for a different career. They're looking for health and for hope. And this is a big market in terms of the wellness business. $3.72 trillion with a T, $3.72 trillion, the global industry with a 10.6% growth from just 2013 to 2015. So while we've just covered the healthy body side and we've heard some great weight loss stories, we've heard about Trey's healthy mind story, now I get a chance to introduce you to one of the fastest growing entrepreneurial leaders in Optavia. While all of our panelists are extremely successful, what Dan and his wife Megan have done is truly extraordinary. And I can't wait for you to hear more about Dan's motivational story, because he came out of the ordinary and did something extraordinary, and each and every one of you can do the same thing, because he did the same. He got the same coach opportunity as everybody else. Dan, welcome to the webinar.
Thanks, David. Wow, this is awesome. Just sitting back here listening to everybody getting inspired over here, which is one of the things that I just love about Optavia and this community. So I stepped out of the ordinary into something that was massively extraordinary is what happened. And, I remember just a quick backstory. When I was in high school, I was going to take over the world, right? We all got it all figured out. We're going to conquer the world. Well, that kind of carried on a little bit into my 20s, and I had these huge dreams. I mean, I was a dreamer, and I believed I could do anything, and I did a lot of pretty exciting things. I mean, I used to travel and speak and spoke to over 1 million students in youth camps and conventions and high schools. And I was just, man, there was no stopping this rocket ship. So that's the context of kind of my life and where it was headed. So now let me fast forward 15 years from that point. I'm in my mid-30s, and I look around and I kind of come to this realization that I'm not that dreamer anymore, that I'm not, that energy and that passion, if I can use that word, wasn't there anymore, just for life, for my optimism. And it's kind of like, it's like a frog getting boiled, right? They don't notice it when the water's slowly being turned up. And I turned around and I just had this revelation, like, what happened to that guy? And I kind of calmed myself a little bit by saying, maybe this is just what happens as you get older, right? I mean, this is, you get older, or I tell my wife, because I kind of track it back to when things really started to kind of go downhill. And it was when we had kids. So I said, Megan, I think the kids literally sucked the life out of me over the last 15 years. She always tells me, you better not let the kids hear you say that, because they're not going to be happy. But it was just gone. But I had convinced myself this is just the normal path as you get older. You lose the youthful passion, you lose the youthful exuberance, you kind of settle into life. And I was kind of a little disappointed in that, because I kind of missed that guy. When I looked in the mirror, I didn't recognize that guy. And I was introduced to this program because I kind of came to this place where I'm like, I got to do something at least about this health. A lot of things came together. I was 80 pounds overweight. I wasn't happy with myself. I wasn't the kind of dad that I wanted to be. I was afraid I wasn't going to be around to walk my beautiful daughters down the aisle when they get married. I mean, these fears are going through my mind. This is what I walked around with. And so I made a decision. I reached out to a friend. I mean, one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made. And I reached out to a friend who had lost 100 pounds, and it happened to be on this program. And he introduced me to it. And I said, absolutely, I'm in. But I knew that when I was going to do it, it was going to be all in. This was not going to be like any other diet I had ever done. So I actually got my program, and it sat by my front door on my front porch inside the foyer for over a month. It just sat there, and I needed to wait for that perfect time. And actually, I was supposed to start on a Monday, and I remember I was going out to eat with some friends that were in town, and I called my coach, and I said, Eric, it's going to be Tuesday, because I had to have this last supper. But I finally began, and I fell in love with what it was doing for me. And I'll describe it like this. Somebody looked at me once, and they said, and this is once I had started to lose some weight, I was probably down 30 or 40 pounds. And they said, Dan, it's like your eyes are smiling now. And I knew instantly what that meant. Have you ever seen those kind of before and after pictures? To me, the power of it is not in the weight loss, although that's kind of what catches your eye. The power is what's peering out from behind those eyeballs, right? The windows to the soul. And when that friend said that to me, I was like, yes, that's exactly it. I hadn't been able to describe it until then. And I feel like I got this life back. I just felt so grateful that my friend had introduced me to this. And it's like that I looked in the mirror and I saw that guy from my 20s staring back at me. It was like saying hello to an old friend I hadn't seen in years and years. And I mean, I even get broken up just thinking about it, because it was a whole new life. And I realized that the lie I had told myself, that this is just what happens when you get older, isn't true. And from that moment forward, as I began to see people and I saw that light off in their eyes and I knew what that was, I just was compelled to pay it forward. And that's one of the greatest things. I became a coach. I like to think that I would have made it all the way to my goal weight without becoming a coach. But it really does. One of the benefits, as we're looking at here, of becoming a coach is it reinforces that decision. It adds a whole nother layer of accountability. I tell clients all the time, hey, you want to guarantee, and I know there's no guarantees, but you want to get as close to guaranteeing as possible that you're going to reach your goal weight, start helping a few other people. And one of the greatest benefits of being able to pay it forward is you actually make just a huge difference in people's lives. And I fell in love with that. I fell in love with, like Trey was talking about, the texts coming in and the conversations celebrating. And the craziest thing, David, was this, is I had tried so many diets my whole life. Every single time somebody did this program, it worked. Their mind was changed. Their body was changed. The light came on. And there's just so many different benefits to go through. But let me walk you through what our growth model is. So you start out as a coach, as I did. And as you begin to develop and bring on clients, and you begin to bring on coaches as well, then you move on to business coach, where you help in a leadership role. And the great thing is there's training systems in place. If you follow the system, that's what I love. I didn't have to reinvent the wheel. I didn't have to put any more spokes on the wheel. You know, people look at us and say, wow, you guys grew so fast. And I say, I just had a lot of passion to help people. And I followed the system that was in place, and that worked. And eventually, as you begin to build a team, you become a business leader and you lead teams of coaches. So how does it work? This is what I love. It's a relational model. Okay, we're not salespeople. We're not marketers. There's no shortage of people out there that are looking for what we have. I distill what we do in this business to this one simple line. All we're doing is looking for the people that are looking for a better life. And we are surrounded by them. I love that we're all self-employed, independent contractors. We're completely independent. We own our own businesses, and you can do it part-time or you can do it full-time. We built a significant six-figure business while we were working part-time. My wife and I both working other full-time jobs. The startup, you know, I laugh when I look at our income and what we're able to do in our lives. And I say this to our coaches all the time. We all paid the same $200 or $199 for this business. I mean, you invest in any kind of other kind of business, a pizza joint or fast food or retail. I mean, you're into the high five figures, if not six figures or even seven figures. This business cost all of us on here that you see $200. And that's it. So very low startup, no inventory, no leases, very little operating costs. Your operating cost is building relationships with people, which is absolutely free. It's flexible. You know, the hours are flexible, but they're not optional, right? This isn't a lottery ticket. We worked very, very hard to build what we've built, but I love the flexibility. While we were working full-time building this business, I never missed a kid's bedtime. I never missed a dance recital. I never missed a ball game. I never missed an important moment because the hours were flexible, but I still found the time to put the work in. There's no quotas. There's no minimums you have to buy, no minimums you have to sell. It's completely wide open to whatever it is that you want to create with it. And second to none, and I'll end with this, David, the support that we get as coaches. Incredible, incredible training system. It's all put together. You get to learn as you earn. So as you're learning the business, you don't have to wait and learn everything and then you start to get a paycheck. You start to see the income come in as you're earning. What I love about this is you get to work up close with a business coach and a mentorship team. Now, David, I've looked into, and I've actually worked with, I've been part of masterminds. I've worked with coaches, business coaches, life coaches. And I've literally paid $13,000 to meet with somebody for one day. And you come into this business for the same $200 and you have a business coach right there to help you do whatever you want to do with this business. You have a mentorship team that are all committed to your success, which I love. It's the value in it is crazy. There's team coaching. So you're working right up next to somebody. You don't really have to figure anything out. And it's important to know you're not ever going to feel pushed in this business. I love that. You're going to feel supported. I ask our team all the time, so what is it that you want to create? What is it that you desire? Because that's what I want to support. You want to just help a few people, earn a couple $100 a month? That's great. You want to earn 6 or 7 figures? That's a little more fun. Let's do this. No, we come alongside and support exactly where they're at. And then lastly here, there's no regional territories. It's completely open based on relationship, and there are local events, there's regional trainings, national trainings. As if you want to grow and you want to build a business, I told a team of coaches that was starting right before this call, and they might even be on here right now, brand spanking new coaches. They just kind of dove in. I said, listen guys, if you want to do what we have done, if you want to create what we created, you're willing to follow the system, you're willing to put the work in, then I'm going to help you get there. So it's exciting, and it's just a great opportunity. I happen to believe in it for every single person that decides to do it. It's an exciting, exciting opportunity and creates freedom for you, and you get to give that freedom away to other people.
Gosh, I'm always inspired by you, Dan. You share it so eloquently and so heartfelt, and I could just hear your authenticity just coming through. And you're sharing from the heart about what's real and what's exciting about this business. And there are no guarantees of income, just like there isn't any guarantee of success in anything in life. The elevator to success is out of order. You got to take the stairs. And what this income disclosure statement says is that people that don't help very many people to get healthy, they don't make a lot of money, but they learn how to get healthier themselves. So in any other business that's based on sales and not based on education and not based on coaching and relationships, oftentimes people don't get anything for their involvement. But in this opportunity, we actually help people learn how to create health in their life. So even if they're not coaching a lot of people, they're still learning how to get healthier, and they're actually involved in an opportunity that allows them to help people without any pressure or manipulation or sales quotas. If you're helping a lot of people to get healthy, there's a lot of income to earn. And you can contact the person that invited you to watch this video for more specific details on the income statement, income disclosure statement, as well as the income model. At the end of the day, our vision and our mission is to get America healthy and then the world. We are on a trend of growth, and we're on a trend of growing not only just from a financial standpoint, but from a significant standpoint. And we would love to be partnered with more entrepreneurs that see this health crisis that's going on in the world and see the financial crisis. Many middle Americans are not going to survive another downturn of the market. If we can begin to equip people with not only a healthy lifestyle program to help them to live a healthier lifestyle and the education to teach their kids and their grandkids how to be healthy, but an income opportunity to be able to go on vacations and maybe to supplement their income. Maybe they won't quit their full-time job, but if they have an honorable work without having to leave their home, we feel like we have a great opportunity. And this business model works because the business model works, not because you work all the time. So if you're that entrepreneur that's working, half days, pick any 12 hours a day you choose, and you are working nights, holidays, and weekends to keep your dream alive, this business could be a great opportunity to complement what you're doing, to get you healthier, and then help you to increase your cash flow, or maybe to open up new doors of opportunities for a friend or a family member where you could partner with them and become a silent investor by just simply encouraging people to contact your wife or your husband or your friend or family member or your child who may be doing the coaching. So reach back out to the person that invited you to this webinar. Get the rest of the details. We hope that this short little webinar gave you enough information to help you to take the next step. We wish you all the very best in optimal health and well-being. Thanks, everybody.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.